As you know, AARP represents people 50 plus, and whether you're a person 50 plus that's on Medicare, or whether you're in the 50 to 64-year-old age bracket, there's a lot for you to be excited about in the National Health Reform Bill that just passed. I only have 2 minutes, so I'm going to try to do my top 10 list. I think they told me top 2, but I'm going to do top 10. In the 50 to 64-year-old bracket, I think the biggest thing, and people don't know, is that that's the fastest growing group of uninsured people in America. The good thing about health reform is soon they're going to have the peace of mind of knowing that if they lose their job, they can still get health care. And they can get affordable, quality health care. Because, and this is my second thing on my top 10 list, that age is going to be much less a factor in determining health care costs. It is going to be a factor, but it's going to be significantly better than what we deal with right now. Also, as the gentleman before me talked about, the discriminatory practice of denying someone coverage because of a prior existing condition will not happen when the exchange operates in 2014, and there will be some provisions for those people to get better, lower cost insurance almost immediately this year. Third thing, and I'm very excited about this, is you're going to have the opportunity to purchase voluntary long-term care insurance. It's called the Class Act. It's one of the most exciting provisions of this bill. And the good thing is that it's a 5-year vesting period, no prior existing condition, and you get a cash benefit if you are deemed to need it. So you can choose the type of service you want. You're not going to be limited to a particular type of service. Another good thing for the 50 to 64-year-old is the early retirement. There is some programs, and they were alluded to earlier, to protect people that are lucky enough to have an early retirement benefit, to make it easier for those companies to provide that insurance benefit to their retirees. And your adult children, if you're worried about them, can stay on your health plan until age 26. Now, for those people on Medicare, the good news is, number one, there's a total protection of the guaranteed benefits that people have paid for over the years in Medicare. But this bill goes beyond that to strengthen certain provisions, including, especially, prescription drugs. We're going to close that infamous donut hole over time, but this year, people are going to get $250 to help cover the costs of drugs during that donut hole. Next year, they'll get a 50% reduction on the cost of their brand name drugs, and then over time, every year, it will get better until, thank God, the donut hole is no more. Free preventive care. An annual physical, which people on Medicare do not get, and free preventive care for other major procedures that people need. And that's also going to be true for all Americans eventually on national health reform. There's also going to be many, many incentives to Connecticut to strengthen our home and community-based long-term care system. And through various pilot programs and new programs that will allow Connecticut to do much better for our citizens. And there's programs in Medicare to give bonuses to doctors that are in short supply, to strengthen medical education. So we have the workforce that we need to handle the population as it ages. I think that's 10 things. That's why AARP and over 20 national, very prominent organizations representing older Americans, and I'm looking right at one of them, Mary Aaliyah from the Alliance for Retired Americans, but almost every credible aging organization in America supported this bill, and over 300 other national organizations representing millions of doctors, small businesses, aging organizations. I could go on. That's why we supported the bill. It's not perfect, but it's a giant, giant step forward. Thank you.